Hi, Stella here. Welcome to this journey through my painting, through the looking glass Reverie. As I guide you through its creation and the story behind it, let's take a moment to slow down, breathe deeply, and immerse ourselves in a world born from imagination. This piece is acrylic and watercolor on prime canvas board, allowing the texture of the surface to emerge raw and unfiltered, much like the emotions that inspired it. The idea stems from how, as children, we often use imagination as a survival strategy. When reality becomes too difficult, whether it's from emotional neglect, physical abuse, loneliness, unstable housing, financial instability, or any other physical and invisible trauma, our minds find ways to adapt, creating little sanctuaries where we can retreat and hopefully thrive. A small segue, my apologies for the super shaky camera. I ran out of service to set it up, so it was literally right next to me as I was painting. And I guess I painted really hard, shaking the whole table. So my apologies, it will be improved in the future. Now, where was I? Oh yes, imagination. Honestly, imagination I believe is one of the most overlooked survival tools. It's a quiet resilience, a lifeline we create within ourselves when the outside world feels too heavy. For me, imagination took the shape of a serene water lily pond, in case you're wondering what I was painting, hidden deep within the woods and illuminated by fireflies dancing the night. So fireflies are coming next. I can't explain why this pond became my refuge, but for years, I returned to it in my mind whenever I needed peace. It reminded me that even in the darkest moments, if I couldn't find light, I could create my own. Over time, this pond grew richer and more layered in my imagination. Added wild bushes to give my little self, that's my eye, a place to hide, and I painted more blossoming water lilies to muffle the noise of an unkind reality. This painting is my way of revisiting that cherished place. The figures are painted in silhouette, undefined, and featureless because they aren't tied to a specific person. They represent all of us. Children navigating their own realities, finding their own ways to cope and grow. The silhouette invites you to see yourself, your inner child, or someone you care about in this quiet moment of reverie. The technique I'm using reflects the essence of this imagined world, Wet on wet painting merges colors softly, like memories blending together. I mix my colors directly on the canvas, in case you haven't noticed. I don't use a palette, letting them find their way naturally down the canvas board. A friend once called this a loose approach. I guess a relinquishing of control? I mean, she's not wrong after all. When did any of us ever truly have control over our reality? When creating a silhouette, I always begin from the inside out. First, as you may have noticed, I lay down the composition's outline, a faint idea of where everything will go. Then I build the light tones, followed by the darkest shadows, marking where they'll live before I layer in the midtones. It's a process that feels meditative, like reconstructing a memory from the ground up. If you have a moment, paint with me too. The glow of fireflies, the stillness of the water, the delicate petals of the lotus, they remind me of the quiet strength we carry within. Even when the world around us feels chaotic or unkind, our minds are capable of creating spaces that nurture us, teach us, and help us grow. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I hope Through the Looking Glass Reverie offers you a sense of peace and connection. Perhaps it reminds you of your own sanctuary, a place where your imagination brought you light during darker times. Take a moment to reflect on your own journey, your own resilience, and the child you once were. Let this painting be a reminder that even when we feel small or powerless, we hold within us the ability to create beauty, light, and hope.